environment in UrbanTap platform. This video will provide you with a complete walkthrough on how to create your own processor, starting from how to download the environment, how to initialize, until how to package, upload, and in the end how to test your own processor. The first step is to download the development environment. To do that, please go to UrbanTap website, and if you scroll down a little bit, there is an icon that says develop and offer content. Click that and it will bring you to the next page, and there is an option to develop your own data processor. Click it and finally select the top one to download the VM. Here you can see the link to bring you to the next page, which is the HTTP download page. There are 3 versions at the moment, and select the latest one, which is at the moment is 1.3, and finally just select the zip file, just click it to download the VM. As you can see there, the size is around 3 GB. The file that you just downloaded contains some virtual machine files, which you can open using VirtualBox software. If you haven't got this software, please download and install it from this link. And then we can continue to the next step. Once you have it installed, please double click this VBox file, and it will open this VirtualBox manager. And you can right click this and start. Once the VM is successfully started, you will see this login page, and you can just log in with this urban user username, and as the password, use the same urban user. Once you are logged in, you will be able to see this desktop page. As you can see, there are already some software that are installed in this VM, such as Snap or Firefox browser. And now I will give you a quick tour on telling you on what else is available in this VM. So if we open a terminal and go to /UrbanTap, we will be able to see 2 directories here: EOData and software. EOData is the placeholder for all the input data sets that can be used during the testing the processor or when running the processor. At the moment it's empty because the data sets are not bundled in this VM, but it can be downloaded manually. There is a script to do just that, and I will explain it to you later. And inside this software directory is all the software that may be required by your processor. At the moment there are only 2, MATLAB Runtime and Snap 5. So if you have more software to run the processor, you can put it also in this directory. And what's inside this UrbanTap dev is all the files files and scripts that are required during the development of the processor. More info about this will be explained later. Another thing that is also important is this README file at the desktop. This has some sample commands or examples on what to do to, for example, to download datasets or to run the processor. So this can be important when you are not really sure or when you forget what to do, and it is there for that purpose. Okay, now let's try running the setup example script. This will create a new workspace example for creating our processor. So to do that, just go to home directory and run this script. done, and this should create a new directory inside this home, which is called example. And inside here you can see there is a descriptor file, docker file, and the processor itself called fmask. This descriptor and docker file are important during the packaging stage, packaging and uploading of this processor. This will be explained later. Let's try and download some datasets. For that we open the terminal and run the download script, which is located in software or tab div. For this we would need some username, and we have to select which type of data we want to download. For this purpose, let's try my username and select LC8 data. Of course I have to enter my password. Failed, not found. Yes, okay, because I use a small c there. But if we are going to use the capital C, yep, it starts downloading. And now it's done. We can have a look at this directory. Tab EO data. As you can see now, it's not empty anymore. There is this LC8 directory, which contains this sample LC8 Landsat 8 dataset. Okay, now that we have the dataset, we can try to run the processor. To do that, let's go to the example directory. This is the workspace directory that was created by the setup.example script, and we create a new directory for this is the working directory. And to make sure that there is nothing inside, yep. And by the way, these tabs that I demonstrated is available at the readme. This is exactly what the readme tells you, and you can just follow this. Okay, now we go inside this working directory, and from here we can run the fmask processor. Fmask and merge and select the dataset. EO data, and that's exactly the one that we just downloaded. Okay, now the process has been started, and expect to last a while. It can take up to 10 or even 20 minutes depending on the resources. Okay, now the processing has been done. And to check the results, we can check the directory. So these are the resulting products from the process that we just did with the fmask processor. And to see how they look like, you can use snap. Once you are sure that the processor is running, it is time to upload this processor to the processing center. so it can be used by you at any time or also by other people. But before doing that, we should do the packaging step, which is to make sure that the processor is wrapped the right way so it can be recognized by the processing center. To do that, there is a script in our software directory, and what we have to do is just run the package. As you can see here, there are multiple package scripts for BC and for IT4I. For this purpose, we are going to run the packaging to the BC processing center. So I will run this, and we have to put there the descriptor file. This is the XML file that has the information about the processor basically. Actually, before we do this packaging, we can have a look at our descriptor file, which is located inside example and descriptor.xml. Okay, so this is the name. This is sort of like a metadata information, like the name and the title, description, and also if you can see there is a dependency as well. This is depending on the MATLAB, and there is also this memory configuration. But I suggest, if you are not sure with what to put, I would suggest just use the default value. So for this purpose, actually I want to change the name. Okay, now we change the name of the processor. So if we change this text in the title, so this will be what is displayed on the services page on the portal, and we change this so that we can recognize the new processor later on. We can change it to test, for example. And another thing that is also important is this version number. So it is recommended to update the version number because this, along with the name, which is this fmask, is used as the key in listing the processor in the portal. So when it is using the same number, the same combination as before, the portal may not recognize that there is a new processor. So update this number, for example, increment it by 1 to 3.3, and that's done. Also, for this test processor, we should update the version number of the folder. At the moment it's fmask 3.2, so we have to update it to fmask 3.3. Okay, now we can run the same command. And done. What it did was basically it created a zip file, and what's inside this zip file is these 4 files. So for example, our descriptor.xml file was converted into this bundle descriptor XML that is in the format that is known by this BC processing center. So this also contains some other information so that this is wrapped in a way that it is basically recognized by the processing center. Okay, now that the processor has been packaged, it's ready to be uploaded. One more thing before we finally upload the processor. I want to show you what to expect in the Urban Tab portal after a successful upload of the processor. If we go to this Urban Tab portal, at the front page you will be able to see this icon that says Explore or Task Thematic Applications. Just click it. It will redirect you to the list of available applications to your username. Just click Test My Processor right now. It opens a new tab, and the first thing that you see there is the Geo browser. At the right hand side there is this toolbar that says Processing Services. Just click it to expand. There you will see a list of different services that are available to your user ID. At the moment there are 4. These may be the services that have been uploaded previously, or simply that they are available by default to your ID. So what to expect after a successful upload of a processor? It will add a new so-called service, and it will say here the title this is based on the one that you have described previously in the descriptor.xml. And once it is listed here, you will be able to use it for processing. Okay, now we are back to our VM. We are finally ready to upload our processor. I just want to make you aware that to be able to upload this processor, you will need a user with special permission. If you don't think you have that, please contact our support team. Once you have that, we can start running the script to upload our processor. This is inside this software and bin upload. Remember, upload to the right processing center so it can be run successfully. In this case it's PC, and of course we did the descriptor file. Enter the username. This is what I was talking about. This has to be the username that has a special permission to uploading processor. In this case it's it should say successful upload. One final step is to verify that the processor that you just uploaded is indeed at the platform and can be accessed. To do that, we have prepared a script to do a describe process call. And of course you have to include the descriptor file. So it is important that you enter the same username that you used to upload the processor. When the upload was successful, you will be able to see all this information. For example, this processor ID, this is based on the name that you specified in the descriptor file, and also some parameters that are default and the one that you specified in the descriptor file. Another way to confirm that the new processor is indeed at the platform is by opening this Test My Processor page at Urban Tab portal. As you can see now, there is this service with the name Urban Tab FMAS Test. This is the new processor that we just uploaded. We know that because we modified the descriptor file to using this name. From here on, you can do your own test by running the process to see if it really works as you expected.